Thank you very much. So they said, sir, at the end, could you take some questions? I'd love to do it, but you know, you hate to finish on a beautiful high note. Everyone's going crazy standing. And then you start taking questions and people fall asleep. Should I take a few or not? Should I just leave? You ever hear like Elton John said, he'll finish, the place is going wild, they're going crazy. He comes for an encore, they go crazy, they want more. Comes for another encore, they go crazy. Does one more, and it's a dud. And everybody leaves and says, that wasn't that good, was it? So oftentimes you're better off you leave on a high note, but I said I would do that. So why don't we take a few questions and then, sure, ma'am, please.
Hi.
Hi.
My husband is up there. We are Iowa farmers and also small business owners. So I would like to know what you're going to do for small businesses.
Well, we are, the biggest thing, bigger than the tax cuts, which were the biggest ever, is we cut regulations. And we cut regulations for small business, the likes of which you had businesses that couldn't survive. It was just impossible for them to survive. We cut regulations more than any administration in the history of our country ×4, and it was really rocky. Now, slowly, they're starting to add those things that we cut back, but we'll get them out very fast. We know every one of them. We'll get them back very fast. And I know that you've seen a big difference. You said before, but I know that you've seen a big difference between now and what it was a few years ago. We've never had an economy like we had just 3 years ago. It was unbelievable. And frankly, this economy is not doing well, but the reason it's doing okay is it's running on the fumes of what we built. But those fumes are running out, and they're running out fast. And it's not going to be a pretty picture. Thank you very much. Great question. Question? Yeah, please. Somebody over there?
Sir.
Yes.
I'd like to know how you can help us in Iowa save our farmland from the CO2 pipeline.
Yeah. Well, you know we're working on that, and you know we had a plan to totally, it's such a ridiculous situation, isn't it? But we had a plan, and we would have instituted that plan, and it was all ready. But we will get it back. If we win, that's going to be taken care of. That will be one of the easy things we do. Question, please. Hello.
President Trump, just back from Yuma, Arizona.
Good.
They love your wall.
Yeah.
One problem, it's not finished.
Yeah.
And the fentanyl is creeping into our country. What would you do?
So I always said build a wall. They said don't build it. I had some problems even with a couple of rhinos in the Republican Party, as you know. And I ended up saying, look, here's the story. I'm taking it from the military. And I said, because I view it as national defense. This is an invasion. And I built hundreds of miles of wall and had everything completed. When everything was completed, we noticed that people were pouring into other areas. So we were all set. The wall was bought. The wall was ready to be put up, would have been done in a period of 3 weeks. And that's when we realized these people actually believe in open borders. They refuse to put up the wall. You know that because Arizona was one of the places. But we will get that finished. But more importantly, we had great deals with Mexico, stay in Mexico. People weren't coming in. We had it, that last period of time between the wall, you know, I got 28,000 Mexican soldiers guarding our territory. I went to the president of Mexico. I said, you have to give us soldiers. They said, you have to be kidding. Why would we ever do that? I said, because you have people pouring through Mexico. You have to. And they said, we will not do that. And other things, stay in Mexico, they wouldn't agree. They wouldn't agree to any of this stuff. And he's a great guy, but he, you know, why would he? And he wouldn't. And their representatives laughed and smiled at me. They said, we will not do that. A woman in the State Department, she worked on Mexico for 25 years, and she was very good, but she said, they'll never approve that. We've been asking for that stuff for years. I said, I'll make you a bet. And she said, well, you're not going to win. We've been asking for this for years. And she was a serious person. And so I said to her, I'll tell you what, it's 100%. And the top person in Mexico outside of the president came in representing Mexico and the president. I said, here's what we need. I said, give me a list of my people and the Border Patrol and ICE. These people are incredible. Brandon Judd and Tom Homan, who's fantastic. They have such incredible people. I said, give me a list of the 10 things that you want from Mexico and the other states, but in this case, because it's on the southern border of Mexico. And they gave me a list of things that are not even possible to write down, let alone get. I presented it to the representative, top guy in Mexico, and he laughed. I said, why are you laughing? He said, because we could never do this. He said, you want us to give you 28,000 soldiers free of charge. 28,000 soldiers. Mr. President, you must be kidding. I said, no, I'm not kidding. People are pouring in through your country, and they're destroying our country, and you don't care about it, but I care about it. He said, here's the story. You're going to give it to us, right? No, I'm not. I said, yes, you are, and here's why you're going to. Because on Monday morning at 9 o'clock, I'm putting a 25% tariff and tax on all of your goods, including all the car industry that you took away over the last 30 years from the United States. 32% of our car manufacturing is in Mexico because we had stupid leaders that allowed it to go. And they send in cars with no tax, no nothing. I said, starting Monday morning at 9 o'clock, we're going to put a 25% tariff on every single car that comes into our country and every other product made in Mexico that comes into our country. And you will pay that tariff, and that is far more money for us than the cost of 28,000 soldiers. Mr. President, sir, I'd like to leave the room and make a phone call. And he came back. I know who he called, the president. He said, Mr. President, we have decided that we would like to provide you with 28,000 soldiers on your border. We will agree to remain in Mexico. We will agree to all of the other conditions that you have asked. And we hope you're happy with us. We love you very much. And that was the end of it. And I got things. And then as soon as these clowns come in, they gave up remain in Mexico. They gave up all of this stuff. I mean, it wasn't easy to get. It was smart. It wasn't easy to get. We had the safest border in the history of our country. And now we have the worst border anywhere in the world, probably at any time. And I always say it, no third world country that use sticks and stones to stop them would allow what's happening to our country to happen to them, where millions of people are pouring across the border, and we have no idea who they are. But I do know this. They are terrorists, they are from prisons, and they are from mental institutions. And it's horrible. Not to even mention all of the things going on with the human traffickers, which is, by the way, trafficking in women, because 95% of it is women, maybe even more than that. And we had it virtually at the lowest point we've ever been before. And these fools, these just horrible, stupid fools with either no common sense or they're truly evil people, allowed all of that stuff to go away, and now we have millions of people every month pouring into our country, and we have no idea. You have to see New York. You have to see our cities. They're pouring in. They're putting up tents in Central Park. What's happened to our country is so horrible. San Francisco is one of our greatest cities. You have to see San Francisco today. But Chicago, look at Chicago. Look at what's happening to our country. These people are either very evil or it's the one thing that nobody can explain is why they do it. Why? Why do they do it? Look, they are people that try and defend what's happening. They fight you all the way. They want to put you in prison if you even question them. Our country is being ruined. Our country is being destroyed by probably very sick, very evil people. Nobody can understand who would want to have a border where the whole world is allowed to pour in. And then they announced that we will give you, if you come to America, free education, free hospitals, free this, free this. We don't have any room. We don't have anything. It's impossible. Everybody has a heart. We want to take care of everybody. But the whole world is coming into our country. It's not sustainable. Our country is a mess. We will turn our country around. We will make America great again. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.